Hi, it's me Zay for Beaver Brooks and I'm the British Tech Guru. Today I'm going to be working on the chair, the stool. These I've already cut, but I need another bit of 2x4. So let me look in my wood pile. Ooh, that looks a suitable bit. Okay. Now, let's move this so that you can see it. There we go. I have to cut 2 more 16-inch pieces and 3 more 9-inch pieces. So I won't use the whole of this 2x4, but I'll use a goodly amount of it. Well, let me just check that it's still in focus. Oh yes, this is good. So I need a 16-inch section. So I'm going to mark slightly over 16 because the saw blade takes up quite a bit of space. There we go. Now, I'm going to cut my 16-inch piece . Of course, my saw blade won't go all the way through, so I have to turn the wood and then get another bit done. And then I have to turn it again. Let's put this down. Oh yes. This one I have to go from this side. So I'm going to be blocking the view just a little bit. Yeah, got to one of those awkward bits where it's almost cut and not quite. I'm jamming the saw blade. It's okay, there we go. Right, that is a 16-inch piece. I need another 16-inch piece and some 9-inch pieces, and we'll leave the cutting right there because you've seen me cut. I've now cut all the bits of wood that I'm going to cut, or all the bits of 4x4. So now it's time to glue some of this 4x4 together. I'm only going to glue one piece here because I've already glued a lot of it. and because some of it won't get glued just yet. So start off, get the glue out, and slather the glue on. Have no shame about slathering glue on. If it dribbles, it dribbles. That's not a problem. Now this is epoxy glue, so this is actually going to be stronger than the wood itself. Okay, close that up. Right, now that is about the center, but I'm just going to make sure by putting that block there and that block there to make sure I get it just about centered. Press it down so that it doesn't slide, and slide it a little bit that way, slide it a little bit that way, so that it's just perfectly lined up. Okay, so that is perfectly lined up there, but I need to weight it down. I don't have a thingamajig, a clamp. So what I'm going to do, this I've already glued, so I put that there like that, that there like that to weight it down, that to weight it down, and I'm just going to keep on piling this stuff up to weight it down, and that should be good in about 12 hours. And when that is good, I'll be able to continue on with the next stage of construction. I don't have an actual plan in mind, but I'm going to be working on it as I work on it, if you know what I mean. All this construction is kind of ad hoc. Okay, it's now been about a day, so I'm going to make some progress. We're going to put the bits of this stool together. I've glued this to this on 4 of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it together. Kind of, sort of. But we're going to glue it. Let's see if we're going to get enough glue in this thing. Ooh, let's pull that label off. Who would have thought it? A staple. Good. Now, come on, let's have some glue. I think that might be glued out. Good job. I have another glue container. And let's put some here as well. And some here. And let's take that out for the moment. And we will put that there like that. Almost ready. We'll have to glue the other side now. And I'll just pause the video while I do that. And both parts have been glued. So it's all been glued all the way around. So I'm just going to tap it together a little bit. And we'll just place that on there. Just a little bit of weight. I haven't glued this yet. I'm not going to just yet. That is a job for another day. Although, in fact, I could glue it. I just don't want to right now. I want this lot to set first. And just press it into place. Now that is going to be the basis of the stool. I think it's looking pretty good. So the next bit will be to glue the top bit on. And like I said, I'm not going to do that right now. Oh, what the heck, I might as well. This is not actually perfectly square, but it's near enough. And near enough is good enough. There. That is going to have to set now, and that is going to be, that's 10.5 inches. The total height is going to be about 16 inches. So that is actually not too bad. It's very heavy. There's ants running about on it. I'll have to deal with those later. But it's going to have a top, and it's going to have a top, and it's going to have these castors. It's going to have 8 castors. So it's going to be a truly mobile stool. While everybody was away the last 2 seconds, I have been hard at work. After gluing, I put some screws all the way through that went all the way through those 3 pieces of 4x4 and tightened them, and I put some screws in the ends of the 4x4 like that, so that the entire thing is now about as secure as it will be. That'll form the base of my stool. And by the magic of video, I've already cut some of these sheets, and they're going to be going like that and like that to form the top and the bottom. I've already cut this little bit of square, and that is going inside because there's only 2 sheets going on the bottom as opposed to 4 on the top. So let's get started. Yes, you can get the glue going. Now there's madness behind my method here. So we'll just glue this all the way around. And it's going to have screws coming through it anyway. So let's cap back on that. Okay. So what we're going to do now is going to put this on there like that. This one on there like that. In fact, turn it round. There we are. Those edges are better. Okay. Cap that into place like that. That's just about perfect. And then let's put some screws in just to hold it in place. Now normally I wouldn't screw straight into the wood because it splits wood, but these screws are so thin it won't make much difference. So I only need probably about 4 screws in each board, because it really isn't going to be, they really aren't going to be doing too much. There we are. to do is hold that into place. Now I have more screws and I'm going to apply that to the, let me get the glue out the way. Oh dear. Okay, there's the glue out the way. What we're going to do now is we're going to tip this over. Oh, good heavens. This is going to be heavy. And there, I've pushed the central bit into place. Now a couple of screws into that and we should be good to go. And this is only here just to close it up so that minimal critters will get inside. There we go, and I'll get on with the top. And I saved you the incredible boringness of me spreading glue, and I put glue over here. So we're going to put that bit there and this bit here, and check that the corners are, there we go. That should be pretty good now. And again, going to do the same. 4 screws, because it doesn't have to do anything more than just hold it down. And another 4. Because the glue is going to be the thing that holds this together. And then I'm going to find my glue where I put that. And I'm going to put glue all over here, just like that. And in fact, I'm probably going to run out of glue, but that's okay. The shop has got plenty more. Okay, I think that'll probably do. Well, what we do now is we put these in the other way around, like that. And like that. So that will form the seat. And I'll screw these in and we'll see what happens next. I've almost completed the sanding on this. So the top and bottom are on. And I just need to complete this little bit of sanding. There we are. There are now no sharp edges, and that's one of the things that concerns me. That could do with a little sanding. No, it's a knot. It's just going to be rough. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start putting the wheels on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's an 8th wheel, there it is. The 8th wheel was hiding. There we go, so I'll put those on. I have to put it on like that because, oh, this piece of plywood is thinner than the other. That's not fair. Okay, so it's going to have a slight tilt to it. Okay, that'll work. So I'll screw these on. I don't have the perfect screws, but any screw will do. I don't want to risk you putting a drill through there, because to just put better screws, because I'm not entirely sure where the bolts are that I used to screw the thing together, to bolt the thing together. So what we're just going to do is we're just going to put these in. Why isn't that working? Oh, Harbour Freight works when it wants to. Doesn't have to be precise, as long as it's near enough. And that wheel now is probably good enough to use. So I'm going to work my way all the way around there, putting these wheels on now. And I'll save you that, because that's going to be pretty boring. And by the magic of television, or magic of video, okay. And now, by the magic of video, all these have now been secured, and this stool, which is pretty darn heavy, is now ready for use by her indoors. It's a little bit dusty, she'll complain about that, but hey, better than what she had before, which was a stool that collapsed, a plastic stool that collapsed.